In this particular video, we're going to demonstrate how to create a proposal from the lead that was created. So when we click on our lead icon, it lists all the leads that have been generated that we can see. I'll click on Mr. McTesterson. And across the top, we have lead info, documents, appointments, proposals, and contracts, and site survey. The documents section, if we want to load all the utility bills, or if you're using a proposal tool like Aurora, or if you're using, say, like Phoenix or Solo or something like that, what we want to do is hit the edit button, and then we can upload the utility bills, as well as if it's a PDF file we can upload, or in the case of like Phoenix or Solo, whichever one you're calling it, you can obviously just paste the hyperlink here for the URL, and it will populate for Empire's ops side to make sure they're matching proposals with actual CAD files. In the appointment section, again, this is more for you as a rep, but if you want to set appointments and make sure those kind of populate through your calendar to your phone, this is where you do it. Fairly self-explanatory. And then proposals and contracts is where we're going to spend a little bit of time right now. So when it comes up, we're going to add the proposal contract button here. We're still in the edit mode, as you can see, and then we'll just kind of go through this fairly quickly. This is intended to be read and done left to right from each one of these tabs, right? So lead, utilities, system, pricing, summary, and documents. We'll go through all of those. As we go through the beginning, if there's a cosigner, we simply toggle the button for a cosigner. We put the cosigner's name and email in, and it fills out the information for us. Same with the HOA. This obviously would be important in areas and jurisdictions where HOAs have a little bit more power. So make sure we put those in there so we can go through the right channels. That being said, as a side note, HOA responsibilities still lie with the rep, but this gives us a chance to kind of work in concert with you. In the utility section, all the utilities that are listed here under Empire's purview are shown. We're going to scroll all the way down to Utah, because that's where this customer is at, and we're going to choose the infamous Rocky Mountain Power, and we'll choose the annual kilowatt hours. Now, the annual kilowatt consumption obviously is either found from your proposal you created in an Aurora file, or in Phoenix or Solo, like we mentioned, or something else, maybe Citon or something else where you've created those all those proposals, but also you can get this from the bill where you're getting all the annual consumption. So we'll put in 12,000 kilowatt hours for the sake of this particular customer. And then the system tab is a pretty important tab to make sure we're familiar with. The roofing material, obviously, if we choose anything outside of what's standard, I want you to notice the additional price per watt, which we only put 1D in there for funsies. But if we put something else like an S-tile, for example, it will populate what that adder is, and you'll see how that kind of flows through the rest of the system. In this case, we're just going to choose shingles, and then the standard panel type would be the Phono 310s. If we wanted to upgrade any of those to the American 3Fabs, North American 3Fabs, or the Solaria 360s, that price would also then calculate. Inverter, we're going to leave that standard as well, and then this is an interesting part, right? So it's telling us the offset right now is 0 because we haven't plugged in any panels down here. Now it's recommending if this customer has only a north-facing roof, then it needs 40 panels. If it's an east-facing roof, it's 31, so on and so forth, down south and west. This is a little bit more specific than a lot of CRMs are out there asking for us to do, but it allows us to make sure that we're at least matching what a proposal would generate, as well as be a little more specific for those who work on the ops side, that we develop correct CAD files to begin with. So dynamically this will change, and you'll watch the offset change as well as the number of panels and system size change. So in this case, let's say this customer is a southeast facing roof, and we put 20 panels on the east, and dynamically it changes and tells us, well, if you need the north, it's going to need 14 more panels, south is going to be 10, and so on and so forth. In this case, we're just going to say it's south, and we've already got the 10 panels we need, and as those calculates those panels, it tells us, okay, you've got 30 panels, which obviously matches, 103% offset, a 9.3 kilowatt system size, producing just over 12,000 kilowatt hours a year. That, for the most part, generates all of the numbers that we need that's specific to this particular job. Now, I'm going to choose Save and Keep Working. Just kidding. I'm actually going to go to the Pricing tab and then choose Save and Keep Working. Let me pause this here so we can go on to the pricing section next.